What's going on, everybody? It's Shameful Penguin here, back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about if it's worth running low investment, low tier Valdos rest maps. So, is it worth running that? Well, that's going to depend on what you value your time being spent on. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of why I chose all this and why I'm making this video, I'm going to tell you guys that I recommend doing this strategy if either you fit into any of these categories. You are a build that can do yellow maps, struggles a little bit on red maps, and you don't want to do too hard of content. You want to watch TV or watch a show, or you're extremely distracted, and you just want to run some maps in low investment so you don't have to worry about wasting a map and losing currency. Or if you just want to turn your brain off and chill for a while and have like a semi-infinite sustain of maps, of a map layout that you enjoy. So if you fit under any of those kind of categories, then you want to listen to how I did this. So the reason I did this is I just wanted to watch TV while I played. I was running T16s on one of my stronger builds for a while, and it was kind of a little bit of a struggle because if you're not paying attention, you'd get one shot. You get PoE'd pretty much. So I decided to try out this strat. I saw someone doing some low investment other maps, so I decided to do Canyon because it's probably one of my favorite layouts. So why did I choose Valdos Rest? Valdos Rest has Harbingers. It has Ominous Arrival, which areas containment Harbinger, and Diplomatic Escort, where up to one Harbinger in areas are joined by reinforcements. So there are a bunch of Harbingers in a small pack of area. And the idea behind this is you just run up to them, kill them all, pick up their loot, and go to the next. And you just out can go. Do this consistently. So I'm going to be, in my testing, I didn't just do that. If you are looking to maximize currency from this method, you find the Harbinger pack as soon as possible, you kill it, pick up the loot, and leave. You don't do the rest of the map. If you see a Legion monolith, you do that, but that's the only time you stop. For me, I semi-cleared almost all the map, did the Harbinger, and I was looking for other content like Legion monoliths, not Blight. I did Alva encounters, I did some Syndicate stuff. So I took a lot more wasted time in this run. So if you want, you could easily make more C per hour than what I did. So I did 20 maps in my testing, and it took me about 40 minutes. So you guys could probably rip through a map a minute if you have them all set out. So that's what I think. And let's talk about sustaining maps. So that's something that's pretty weird, and many of you may not know how to do, and I just want to make sure you know how to do this. If you know how to do this, you're going to listen to this. So the way maps drop is it depends on how many watchstones you have in your area. And you notice that when you place a new watchstone in, it changes the map. So you see this wave that upgrades the tier. So Arena went from a tier 6 to a tier 9. Lol, nice. So this area can drop all these tiers of maps. So what if I wanted tier 16 canyons? Well, I would have to add some watchstones. Now I can get a tier 16, or tier 15 canyon maps to drop. But if I take these out, that map tier won't drop for me anymore. So we're kind of manipulating this. We're manipulating this because we put 4 watchstones in every other area. Since there's 4 watchstones in every other area, the lowest tier map that can drop is 14 from every other area. Now let's say we're running our canyon tier 10, and in general we usually get about maps to drop 1 or 2 tiers higher than what they're supposed to drop. So a map can, so without that modifier, I can get from running a tier 10, I could get a 9, 10, and 11 to drop from whatever pack of monsters I'm fighting, let's say. So if I would have 11 and then I would get this boosted, I can make that a tier 13 drop. If a tier 13 drops, what's going to happen? It's going to look around this atlas and figure out, hey, there's no tier 13s. So it's going to drop a tier to tier 12 and you're going to go, hey, there's no tier 12s. And it's going to drop another tier. And it's going to do that until it hits tier 10. And it's going to be like, oh, hey, I have Ghetto, Canyon, Ashenwood, and Arid Lake. And those are my only 4 choices. Since those are my only 4 choices, it's going to drop one of these 4 every single time. And if we go onto our little favorite area, if you've ran all the maps in this area, you can favor Canyon to make it so pretty much, I feel like it's like 80% of the time it's dropping Canyon. Having 2 favor. If you had 3 favor, you probably get like 90% of the time. So that's the strat. Put 2 watchstones in this area and the rest have 4. Now you could do this with 3 watchstones, but a tier 13 can easily drop a tier 14 and you're going to have a lot less sustain. So that's something you can try. It's going to be a lot less sustain, but having it 2 tiers under, running tier 10s is going to be pretty much an infinite sustain in my opinion. So that's how you do that. Now my build is really bad. I don't want to go over it, but some of you guys may ask in the comments down below. I just use an explodey chest. I crafted this myself. Pretty bad. Don't laugh. I'm still crafting it, by the way. I just crafted explodey mod, whatever I had on it, and then I slapped on maximum life is extra ES. So I had this. So I was going to do an explodey blade vortex boy that you guys have seen running on the map. I basically just got 2 void batteries, 2 circle of anguish, Hrim Sorrow, and then rare helmet, amulet, and boots, and a Bisco's leash, and called it a day. Now, this is a really bad build because I get one-shot super easily, but I also one-shot big packs of area, so it's a trade-off. It's really fun for this type of tier 10 content. Yellow map content is a really fun build. I wish I had more movement speed on my boots, and I wish I had elusive on hit, and if I manage to get those 2, or increased effective elusive, I should say, probably the next thing I'm going to spec into. But this build is pretty slapped on. If you want to copy it, you're going to have to go to my profile, because that's as much as I'm going to talk about it. So this build is pretty lacking, and let's get into the profit now. So this is all the loot I picked up in 20 maps. 20 maps took me 40 minutes. So pretty decent loot, I would say. It doesn't look like a lot from here, but if you notice a few outliers, this is what bulk nice. This is what made most of my currency. Now you guys may find it that other things make most of your currency, but picking up these ancient shards is on a pretty consistent basis. Like almost, I would say about 75% of maps, no more than that, 85% of maps you get ancient shards to drop. Sometimes you get like 10 ancient shards to drop. Sometimes you get like 3. Every once in a while you'll get some good exalt shards to drop. On average it's every other map for me. Some maps I got like 4 to drop, and then I got a dry spell of like 5 maps of nothing. So you just got to keep going with it. You get a decent amount of exalt shards and a lot of ancient orbs. Ancient orbs go for about 20 C a pop. I actually sold how many was it? I sold 40 ancient orbs for 25 C each. So I made 1,000 chaos and a bulk sell. So bulk sell, if you don't know, you can sell for higher cost per item. So other than selling 6 of them for 20. I could sell 40 of them for 25 each and make a lot more money. So people are willing to buy bulk, so just remember that. So let's look at the excellence now. Excellence kind of lies because it's not going to show the ancient shards for whatever reason, and it kind of doesn't show like things like blessed orbs. Oh no, it does. I lied, but it doesn't show ancient. I'll prove it to you guys now that everyone thinks I'm a liar. It doesn't show ancient shards. Ancient shards are a C a pop, so it's not keeping that in track, and it's also lying about annulment shards. They're not a C a pop. Don't get ahead of yourself. So don't worry about that. So this is like a rough estimate. It says 282 for the 20 maps I ran. And do I think that's worth it? I do think that's worth it. For the AFK kind of gameplay I did, if I did this for an hour, I would easily reach over 300 C. So I would say on a really, really, like, I would say it's about 300 C an hour to run these. That's what I estimate, because a lot of the time I felt like I got pretty lucky because I got a lot of deliriums. You can tell I got a lot of deliriums because of the simulacrum splinters. I got a decent amount of those, so that made it so I got a lot more just regular currency to drop, like GCPs, Vol orbs, that kind of stuff. So I would say about 300 C an hour for just a really AFK. And then you get a lot of ancient orbs, and then these you can sell at higher than 20 C each. And if you do this for a few hours, you'll have a ton of these. So like I got like, I would say 6 in an hour. So you did this for like 5 hours, you would have 30 of them, and then you can sell 30 of them for about like 25 C each, and you made a lot of money. And that's really low investment to get into the maps. You infinitely sustain the maps, and you don't have to just risk investment or anything. So I think this is a really decent method for people who are looking for like an AFK method or whatever. So that's pretty much what I had for the video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not trying to promote any kind of like, this is the new best strategy to make money. This is like literally the reason I made this is because I wanted to watch a Netflix show, but I wanted to play PoE and not continuously die on T16s. So I made up this little method inspired by old school methods that used to use shaper orbs and stuff to infinitely sustain maps. It was kind of like the ideas of that. So if you like this little idea and you try it out or whatever and you liked it, leave down a like down below. I'm going to try pushing out more content. I hope you guys enjoy the stuff I'm doing, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later.